Staying targeted. Staying on target. So many people have problems with this. And I'll tell you why. So many people have problems staying on target and staying targeted. Because they're adding things in that don't matter and they're leaving out things that do. So I get an email and it says, Mr. 20, I'm feeling it real. Why am I not getting it? It's like, I don't know what you don't know, and I don't know what you're not doing. And I don't know what you are doing, and I don't know what you do know. See, that's the tough thing. Out of the blue, a couple emails can resolve that. But here's what I notice always works. Build the solid foundations. Just build the solid foundations. Don't keep looking for tips. Don't keep looking for tricks. Build the foundations. And the foundation always comes back to you. Neville Goddard says you can think of your desire or you can think from your desire. Thinking from your desire lets it be all about you. Mr. 20, I'm having problems manifesting my bank account. It's like, do you have a bank account? See, I ask the obvious questions, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it's like, look, first you get a bank account, because if you got money, you're going to have to put it someplace, unless you want to carry it all the time. I mean, I like carrying cash. I think it's fun. But I don't carry all my cash. That would be ludicrous. Plus, how would people pay me? I mean, banks are good for some things. And they charge fees. Oh my God. In Australia, banks charge fees for foreign transactions. Banks charge fees for currency conversions. The banks charge fees for everything. My accountant looks at it all and he goes, wow, we pay a lot of fees. I says, yeah, we have most of our business overseas, like 80%. And that's fine because I create wealth. I want you to catch there's an attitude here, there's perception here. This all comes from a state. This is not a mantra, it is not an affirmation, it's a noticing. Listen to those birds, oh my God. Oh, listen to that traffic. You see, this is real life, guys. I create wealth. See, somebody right now is going to turn off. Too much noise, too many birds, too much. See, I get people from around the world that tell me they love hearing the Australian birds. I get a complaint once in a while, too. And that's okay, because I create wealth. And you see, I imagine up a yummy podcast, and a speed bump may or may not happen, but I create wealth. There's an attitude that can't be drowned out by noise, that can't be drowned out by bird song, that can't be drowned out by anything. So I'm shopping the other day, and we swipe the card and it makes the wrong noise. That's only happened a couple times. And I go, that's not possible. And then I realized, oh, that is possible. I didn't transfer anything. I remembered when I got out the door, and then I forgot promptly. You see, I bought a lot of stuff. I bought about $700 worth of stuff. I usually keep about $1,000 in that account. And guess what? I didn't top it off. Oopsie. I was buying birthday gifts for Victoria, and the card made the wrong noise. And I didn't panic. I didn't lose my state. I know I create wealth. I'm like, all right, that's not right. I get home, I transfer cash, no big deal. See, what if money was no big deal? What if money was something that you enjoyed making, spending, investing, having, not having access to when you're trying to buy something lovely? See, I create wealth. I am wealthy. And I keep creating more wealth. See, here's what I notice. When you enter a state that's all about you, it changes your perceptions. It changes your behavior. Seems to me like state is a way of perceiving. My current definition is a state is how you experience what you experience. The thing goes beep, and I don't go, uh-oh, I'm out of money for the month. How many days do we have left? You see, I've been that guy, right? I'm out of money. There's 10 days left in the month. That's not good, right? I've been the guy that had to count cash when shopping, right? So I've got 20 items in the cart. I've got $80. The average item in the cart has to be about $4. And you tell the pimply-faced teenager behind the counter, when we get to $80, stop. These items go first. They love that, by the way. No, they don't. You see, I create wealth. So what about staying on target? I'm dropping a lot of hints. Listen closely. Listen again. How do you stay on target? You stay on target by letting you be the target. When I'm the target, I create wealth. I notice from that state all kinds of opportunities to play. I notice all kinds of ways to perceive the world. You see, I don't look at most expenses as expenses. I look at them as investments. Because my expenses are investments. I create wealth. How do you stay on target? You stop thinking of it and you start thinking from it. Great post in the Facebook group. And God, I forget who said something I really liked, but it went like this. If you had the job, you wouldn't be thinking about it all day, would you? See, here's what I notice. People that don't have money think about money all day. If I only had money then. Some people obsess about the job. You know what? If you had the job, you'd be trying to get it out of your head, not put it in your head. See, what would imply that you have the job of your dreams? That you're home now and you don't go back till tomorrow. You're happy to be home. You're happy to go there. But if you're obsessing about the job, see, I notice people who obsess about their jobs, they're the ones that worry about losing them. Sometimes it takes a couple years. I notice those who obsess about anything, they've got to worry about losing it. So how do you stay targeted? When you let it be all about you, whenever you get the foundations just right, whenever you stop making it bigger than you, and this is another one. Once I have that job, once I have that soulmate, once I hit the lottery, then you can tell it's like the big mountain they're climbing that they want to stand on top of. See, I create wealth. I am the mountain. And all the opportunities are noticed from me. I create wealth, and I notice the card made the wrong noise. It's not a big deal. What's really cool is my buddy was working at the store. And he said, here, let me get that for you. Yeah. And I said, cool, man, thanks. I'll hook you up. See, I create wealth. See, I got a friend that knows I'm good for it. And by the way, I met the friend working at the store. Just somebody who I got to know working at the store. You get the gold there? How many times do you walk into a shop and they say, let me get that for you? Right? Hook me up whenever. He knows I'm good for it. See, it's all about me. He knows I create wealth. So, in this recording, in this cool little podcast, the Neville Goddard podcast, there are probably 5 or 6 little imaginary scenes you can play with. Notice your reactions to the world. And dive deeper, gang. Stop looking for tricks. You know, so many people. I got a buddy who spends like all day long on WebMD. I think that's what it's called. Always researching what could possibly be wrong with them. They know a lot of the words, right? But they're not a doctor. You want to be a doctor? You go to doctor school. Right? You want to be a pro golfer? Train with a pro golfer. And this is where we do the crash commercial for Manifesting Mastery course.com. 90-day adventure, 15 minutes a day roughly. $97. You notice we eliminate excuses because whenever you create wealth, you don't need excuses. Think about that. At the end of the day, how many excuses do you make up? Stop it. I want you to have more excellence at the end of the day. I want you to have excellence all day long. So join us at ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. Dream Driven Day, the doors are going to open up in a couple weeks. If you want on the early bird list or you want in now, let me know. Reach out. The early bird special is available for those who are ready to dive in and lock in their seat. And finally, for the sharers, those who share the shows, those who share their lives with us, sharing is caring. Most MM members, they share with us themselves once every 7 days. We say, hey, send us a little update. We want to know how you're playing. We want to celebrate you. I love getting to know my MM members. That's where the success stories come from. That's where the celebrations start. That's where a whole new way of life begins. And for those who share the show, the podcast, thanks, gang. We really appreciate it. Right now, you are listening to this because someone chose to share something. I chose to share my experience. That's what Neville did. That's what we do. Decades of fun.